everyone, my name is Tammy and I just wanted to come on here and introduce myself since I'm starting a new crochet channel. I started crocheting a little over 15 years ago and I'm all self-taught. So I used YouTube and some written patterns, but mainly YouTube videos to teach myself from the very beginning, and now making some very intermediate stuff. Now I know there are so many YouTube videos out there demoing probably similar to what I'm going to demo on my channel. And there are so many resources out there that are so wonderful, and some of the original ones that I've learned off of are still out there floating around. The reason why you should tune into my channels is because I'm going to make everything as clear and concise as I can. Since I did start off learning off of YouTube, there are some things that I would do and wouldn't do as some other creators. So I want to highlight the things that have helped me the most and helped me become a self-taught crocheter. I also want to put out videos of some things that I found I couldn't find on YouTube myself. So there were so many videos that I'd be searching through to find something you'd think would be basic, but somebody wouldn't touch upon it. Now I want to show you, if you're an absolute beginner, what kind of supplies you may want to order or pick up in your stores. You're definitely going to need a variety of crochet hooks. So a crochet hook will look something like this. It has like a little pointed end, a little sharp point to hook the yarn. It does have a label that indicates millimeters or a letter. And they come in different thicknesses. And they also come in different materials. You can get bamboo ones, wood ones, like I guess this is a stainless steel or a metal. And you want to have a variety of sizes depending on what kind of project you'd like to make. You also want to choose yarn that's appropriate for your project. So you can tell the difference in these guys is their thickness, and that will depend on what kind of project you're making. A lot of larger retailers will go by a number system, and you could find that on the label. And you can see that right here. So this one is a number 3, which means that it is lightweight. If you end up going to a craft store that specializes in yarns, and you try to ask them for a number, they might look at you like you're cuckoo, or they might be helpful and try to give you something comparable. Also, what you want to look for on your labels is the appropriate hook size that you'll be using, and it shows you in knitting and crochet on the labels. Also, the care instructions on how to wash and dry your yarn. So on this one, which is the size 3 or lightweight yarn, you would be using a US size G, which is a 6, and it's also a 4 millimeter. Some other supplies might be like a scissor, a measuring tape, a sewing needle, one that has a big enough eyelet to fit your yarn through. So you want to make sure that you have that. They're also called like a tapestry needle, and that's helpful for sewing in your little ends at the end of your project. This will all start to make sense once we start making things. Something else I'd like to touch upon, which I think is very important, would be your hand and your wrist health. So we're doing a lot of movement and we're making things for long periods of time. And we have to be considerate that we do need breaks. So what I like to advise is taking a break maybe every 20 minutes, getting up and stretching. There are certain stretches that I could show you that would be helpful. You know, putting your palms together to stretch like this, stretching your hands out like this as well. I, for one, am very active with my hands and wrists. I do pole fitness, I do aerial silks. I'm also a dental hygienist, so we do a lot of repetitive scraping movements. I also have 2 kitty cats, so we know how that could be on our hands sometimes if we get to playing with them a little rough. And so sometimes you might have to choose to take a break from one of your activities. And oftentimes crocheting is the one that you can voluntarily take a break from. So it is advisable to do that if you start to feel any soreness. They also make compression gloves that you can wear. I found that limited my movement a little bit, but for some other people that might be helpful. So I think that's all I want to talk about today, but I can't wait to start creating with you, and I hope that you choose to come along for the ride. Thank you.